Paris Michelle Katherine Jackson was born on April in 1989 in Beverly Hills, in California. She is the only daughter of the legendary pop star Michael Jackson and his second wife, Debbie Rowe. Paris grew up in the spotlight, but also lived in a very protected life during her early childhood. Her father, known around the world as the King of Pop, tried hard to keep her children away from the media. Michelle often put masks or veil on Paris and her brothers when they went out in public, so that people wouldn't recognize them. Paris had two brothers. Her older brother is Michael Joseph Jackson, Jr., who is often called Prince. Her young half-brother is Prince Michael Jackson II, also known as a Bigi, or sometimes Blanket. Together, the three siblings form a very close bond, especially after the death of their father. Growing up, Paris lived in Neverland Ranch, Michael Jackson's famous home in California. She later moved with her family to Los Angeles, even though she had a privileged childhood. It wasn't always easy. The attempt and pressure of being Michael Jackson's daughter made her life both unique and challenging. One of the most heartbreaking moments in Paris Jackson's life came in 2009 when her father Michael Jackson suddenly passed away. She was only 11 years old at that time. His death shocked the entire world. For Paris, it was deeply personal and painful loss. At her father's public memorial service in July 2009, Paris bravely stood on stage and gave a short but emotional speech. With tears in her eyes, she said, "Daddy had been the best father you could ever imagine, and I just want to say I love him so much." This word touched millions of people around the world and showed how much she loved her father. Paris and her brothers went to live with their grandmother, Katherine Jackson, who became their legal guardian. The family home in Los Angeles became their safe space, and Paris tried to find a sense of normalcy while dealing with grief and growing up in the public eye. Paris went to several schools during her teenage years. At the first, she was homeschooled, but later attended private school in Los Angeles. She enjoyed activities like cheerleader, softball, and even tried acting in school plays. However, life as the daughter of Michael Jackson was far from ordinary. As Paris grew older, she began to face struggles with mental health. She has been open about battling depression, loneliness, and feeling of isolation. In interviews, she admitted that her teenage years were difficult. She even attempted to take her own life at one point. Paris has said that her father's passing, combined with the pressure of fame, made it hard for her to cope. But over time, Paris worked hard to heal and grow stronger. She went through therapy, leaned on supportive friends and family, and eventually found strength in creativity and art. Her openness about mental health later became one of the most inspiring parts of her story, as she encouraged others to seek help and speak openly about their struggles. As she entered adulthood, Paris decided to step out from her father's shadow and build her own identity. She wanted the world to know her not just as a Michael Jackson's daughter, but as a Paris Jackson, a woman with her own voice and talents. In 2017, Paris began gaining more public attention when she appeared on magazine covers and gave interviews. She was featured on cover of Rolling Stone, where she spoke candidly about her childhood, her father, and her personal challenges. The interview showed a natural, truthful young woman who wanted to use her platform to speak positively. Paris also signed with a modeling agency, Image Models, and began appearing in fashion campaigns. She walked red carpet, posed for major magazines, and became known for her unique style, a mix of both rock and roll, and natural beauty. Modeling gave her a chance to express herself in a creative way, while also connecting with fans. Even though Paris explored modeling and acting, music always been in the center of her path. She grew up surrounded by music because of her father, and she inherited his love for creating and performing. In 2020, Paris released her debut solo album, Welted, The album showcased her soft, emotional voice and her talent for songwriting. Instead of pop music like her father, Paris leaned toward folk and indie rock sounds, influenced by artists like Radiohead and Damien Rice. The album received positive reviews for its honestly and emotional depth. She also formed a musical duo called The Soundflowers with her teen boyfriend Gabriel Gal. Together, they performed acoustic song that highlighted Paris' gentle voice and soulful lyrics. Their music was raw and heartfelt, and Paris often used songwriting as a way to process her emotion and share with her truth. Paris has also tried to hand at acting. She appeared in few television shows and movies, including the TV series Star and the film Gringo in 2018. While acting wasn't her main focus, she enjoyed exploring different forms of creativity and storytelling. She has also been involved in humanitarian work. Like her father, Paris cares about social issues and often uses her platform to raise awareness about topics such as mental health, environment protection, and human rights. She has worked with charities and supported causes that matter to her, showing that she wants to make positive difference in the world. Paris Jackson's personal life has often been in the spotlight. She has had relationships with both men and women. She has spoken about her sexuality in interviews, saying that she doesn't want to be put in a box and prefers to simply love who she loves. She has a close bond with her brothers, Prince and Bigi. Despite the challenges they have faced, the Jackson siblings continue to support each other and honor their father's legacy. Paris also remains close to her grandmother Katherine, who played a big role in raising her. Paris is known for her bohemian lifestyle and separate outlook on life. She practices yoga, loves nature, and often shares her thoughts on peace, love, and healing. She has many tattoos, many of which honor her father and symbols important moments in her life. What makes Paris Jackson's story inspiring is not just her famous background, but the strength she has shown in facing life's difficult, losing a parent at such a young age, battling depression, and growing up in the public eye could have broken her spirit, but instead, Paris has chosen to embrace life with courage and honesty. She has said in interviews that she wants to live intentionally and not be afraid of judgment. By sharing her struggle and speaking openly about topics like mental health and self-acceptance, Paris has become a role model for many young people around the world. Today, Paris Jackson continues to grow up as an artist and individual. She is still making music, modeling, and exploring new opportunities in acting and fashion. More importantly, she is focusing on being true to herself and living life on her own terms. Paris honors her father's memory not by trying to copy his career, but by following her own path. She once said that her father taught her about love, kindness, and creativity value she carries with her every day. Paris Jackson's life has been anything but ordinary. Born into fame as the daughter of one of the most famous entertainers in history, she has faced unique challenges and painful losses. Yet, she has also shown resilience, creativity, and deep sense of compassion. Her journey is one of self-discovery and healing. Through modeling, acting, and especially music, Paris has carved out with her own identity while honoring the legacy of her father. She is not just Michael Jackson's daughter, she is a Paris Jackson, an artist, a survivor, and inspired to many.